What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Exos Heroes video, and in today's video is going to be my first impression on the new Fate Core character that we are going to be getting, FC Ledger. So before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help the channel and I would really appreciate it if you do. Now in this first impressions videos, as always, we'll be covering all the passive and active abilities first, and then we'll go over how they will do, or how I think they will do, on the offensive and defensive PvP, and then talk about PvE, and then basically I'll summarize what I think overall of the character, and whether you should invest on with your Zest or not. So let's start this off with her abilities. Let's take a look. So this is still Blooming Someday kind of banners. So do expect Dimension Sleep, which is definitely there. She still has her first aid too, which basically she will grant a heal to an ally if they take damage and their health falls below 20%. She's going to gain 1 mana if her own health is 20% or less when this is triggered. And then she's got that Shelter Investigator 6, which increases the damage by 200% against monomos without elemental barrier. So this is one of those daily resource grind kind of thing. So that is something that's okay, I guess. Honestly speaking, right now, if you're a veteran player, you probably be just autoing that, and or auto clearing it. There shouldn't be any issues with that, to be completely honest. If you're a new player, this is something very important, which is going to help you clear those daily resource grind. Dimension Sleep, like I said, so this is something that all the Blooming Someday characters get. Basically increases their dodge by 40 and attack by 1,000 every time they are attacked, and can stack up to 4 times. Now when they do dodge, these stacks will be removed. That's basically what it is. Now her active 1 ability is going to be a burst ability now. I do believe it's not a burst on the normal one. I would like to just double check on that. So if you go to the journal and go to the legendary characters, she is there. I do believe it's not a burst for this. Oh, it is a burst. I stand corrected. It is a burst. So the differences is going to be the actual percentage of the heal itself. So you guys might have seen it quickly, but it's 13% on her regular form. And if you equip the Fate Core, this will increase, and it will have Cleanse, and it will revive all allies. So Cleanse basically just removes all the debuffs and damage over time effects on all allies. Actually, this is a pretty good ability right now, seeing as we are seeing a lot of FC Janai and a lot of damage over time effects. So this is actually going to be really good. Now it does require 30 mana, which is something quite expensive for a first ability. However, it is pretty possible to get that 3 mana on the first round. Her active 2 ability is Moon of Wrath, which will deal 178% damage to all enemies, which again is going to be an increase in damage percentage, and it will heal all allies by 30% of her own maximum health when the skill hits. This will cleanse all debuffs and damage over time effects again from the healed targets. This does require 5 mana. Now if we quickly take a look at her normal one, I already know that the percentage of damage is higher, but so it does have increased healing as well. So that is something very nice for the Fate Core version. Of course, you are investing a little bit more in these Fate Core characters, so it's only right that they do get a little bit other than their normal form. But seeing that she's only a black Fate Core, there's not a whole lot of things that they will change unless they do a core reversal or rework for the character, which honestly I see coming to every single Black Fate core. I just feel like they do need a little bit more than what they are giving right now. And for example, a good example of this is FC Glenn, which recently just got a rework, so it just makes them more viable, I think. And this doesn't really change much from the normal form, so sure, you get more heals, a little bit more damage, but that's pretty much it. So anyway, let's talk about PvP. Let's talk about offensive PvP first. Now, as always, you're not at the mercy of the AI with this one, so you can definitely try and do active 2 ability straight away, or because this is actually doing the most damage. You can definitely choose to revive some of your heroes if they do die in the first round. That is also an option. However, the best reviver I think is still Lepin. FC Lepin is still, I think, the best reviver, because when she revives, they have a damage immunity for one time. So she doesn't do this. I wish she did, and that would make her on par of FC Lepin. But with Lepin, obviously her one is a burst, I believe, the revive. So I think it's still okay. So you do have an option between being defensive when it comes to healing and cleansing everything, damage over time effects, and reviving your allies, or you can be a little bit offensive and defensive at the same time, doing more damage to all enemies, and of course healing your allies with her, depending on your own maximum health. So it's already looking like you need to build her with the fire armor cores, so you can get increase of her max HP, and therefore healing a little bit more. And that's the same thing with her active one. So offensive wise, I think she's okay. I wouldn't, like I said, if I'm gonna get a reviver, I'd rather use FC Lepin. But at the same time, if you want someone who can cleanse pretty well, I think FC Ledger is a good character to pick up. Other than that, there's really nothing to talk about. She's gonna be okay. It's just that she's not gonna be my first choice for a reviver. FC Lepin is someone that I would pick for a reviver. In terms of healing, you're kind of at the mercy of your own maximum health here. I'm trying to think. I still think the best burst healer is FC Anastasia. Her heal is just so potent. And Lepin can heal too, mind you. Her skill 1 isn't that great. It's just a small HP regen, but her revive plus heal does heal pretty well because it's a burst effect as well. So I do think she's gonna be okay offensive wise, since you do have the choice, but other than that, there's really not much to talk about. Now, in terms of defensive, I think she's gonna be pretty good as well. Not as good as offensive, obviously, because you are at the mercy of the AI, but if you're looking for a defensive healer, I think she's gonna be great. The main reason for this is her first skill that she'll do is obviously heal, and will cleanse all the debuffs and damage over time effects on your characters. She is pretty slow. I'm telling you now, she is in the slow side. Her attack speed is sitting at 31 last time I checked, and chances are she's gonna do it last. So if you get hit by, say, FC Janai and then FC Tantalos damage over time effects, you can definitely get rid of all those debuffs and damage over time effects. Like FC Shell's debuffs as well, and as well as FC Iris's debuffs, you can clean them off when it comes to FC Ledger. The main issue is that she is slow. So the chances of, you know, her actually taking it off before the party dies is pretty slow. But if she does survive, she revives them anyway. So she's actually a pretty good character to use defensive wise. Like I might, a lot of people might think no, they might think like FC Ledger is not gonna be good, but I think defensive wise, I think she's a good pickup character that can revive your entire team for one, on her first turn if she does survive. And that makes it so in the next round you still have a full party. So obviously you are going to be at the mercy of your opponent. If they pick off FC Ledger straight away, then obviously you're not going to be reviving. Just like when I fight FC Lepin, I kind of target her first because I don't want her to revive the entire team of my opponent's team. So you are going to be at the mercy of that. But if she can survive, if you can somehow provoke the enemies during your defense to another character like FC Tantalo, can provoke everyone, that is something that you can do to protect her, and therefore get yourself another good chance of winning the defense. So I think defense wise, she's gonna be great. She's gonna be good, and yeah, probably on par with offensive, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I would say I would really put it on par. Well, no, actually, maybe still a little bit better on offensive rather than defensive, but the defense for FC Ledger is high. It's up there. The only thing that I can really give on top, you know, like what is it called? Like a added benefit, I guess, for offensive is you do have the option to choose whether you want to just attack or revive. You know, obviously in defense, if none of your teams are dead and no one has any debuffs or whatever like that, obviously you probably would prefer to attack, but chances are they would have something anyway. So I think that she's gonna be really, really great on defense. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about defense. Some people might not think so, but I do think she has a space in defense PvP. Not so much in offensive, but defensive PvP, you know, she's still not my first choice. Again, she's not my first choice for reviver, but you know, she revives on her first turn, unlike FC Lepin, which she needs a second turn. Okay, PvE. Let's talk about PvE. Like PvE, obviously she's gonna be great with the Shelter Investigator 6, just for that particular resource grind. But she's also a light character, which there's not a whole lot of light characters. I'll say that now. Apart from like the new ones that we recently got, which was well, Seoa is another healer, and then we've got what's that guy's name? I can't remember. I have to quickly look. Xeon's Master. Schmid, that's it, Smidge. So he's another light character. There's very, very few light characters. So getting this FC is actually a pretty good deal if you really think about it, because the most likely chance you are going to use her on your light team on light days and light and / dark days. She's actually a pretty good character even before this Fate Core. I personally used her during those days. And let me tell you, the damage to all enemies really help you. Obviously, you still would have to manually use it, but During those first few months where I really had to pay attention, and I couldn't just quick battle everything, she was a pretty good character to bring, since she attacks everyone. That means she breaks everyone's armor cores that are light, and then she revives as well. So I just use her quite a lot, and I can tell you she's very, 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 very helpful when it comes to PvE. And she's gonna be helpful on the dragon as well, seeing that she can revive. If someone dies too quickly, she can revive them. Obviously, she needs to have a turn. Unfortunately, she is on the slow side, so it might not happen, but if it does, it's a really good feeling to have. So PvE wise, I think she's gonna be great. So to summarize everything, I think she's gonna be a decent character. I will personally pull on her. I mean, she looks a lot better than her mini-me form, obviously. And yeah, I would personally pull for her, since I do like her even before the Fate Core. Like I said, I use her quite often during those times, and I do think if I play around with her, I might find a use for her. Plus, I do need more light characters to basically, you know, build up during my light days and stuff like that. So, I will personally pull on her, but is she gonna be worth your zest? Look, I think if you're looking for a healer / reviver, I think she's a good choice, since FC Leppen is not really available at the moment, but a lot of people have already gotten FC Leppen. If you've been playing this game for a while and you were at the very first time they kind of stuffed up when it comes to the banners before the FC Shell debacle, FC Leppen was the first debacle, and everyone just got FC Leppen. Look, if you got FC Leppen, it's very unlikely that you are going to be needing FC Ledger, but if you don't have FC Leppen and you don't plan to pull on her on the String of Creations, because String of Creations is honestly the worst, so I would rather wait for another FC Leppen banner, you know, to pull on FC Leppen. So this is your chance to get a good reviver, a decent one at that, and she's gonna be helpful, very, very helpful. So I do think she's worth the zest if you don't have FC Leppen in your team. So that is it for this video, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe once again. It does help the channel, and I really do appreciate it if you do. And you can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below what you think of FC Ledger. Are you going to be pulling? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.